Hello, Celtic supporter. Take a look at this bombshell I've just received this afternoon. A source from within Celtic has just confirmed this news to me firsthand. I nearly fell off my chair with this last-minute update. I'll give you all the details right now, but first, hit the like button on the video if you're a true fan of the boys. And to make sure you don't miss any updates on Celtic, you need to be subscribed to the channel, so double-check that you're already signed up. Now, without further ado, let's get to the point. Celtic are looking at reinforcements for the January window, but the board seems to be heading towards a signing that raises more questions than excitement among the fans. The name in question? John Joe Kenny, currently a defender for Hertha BSC and a familiar face at Parkhead. The question remains, do we really need him now? The interest in the right-back arises at a time when Brendan Rodgers already has Alistair Johnston and Anthony Ralston as solid options for the position. Is John Joe Kenny, therefore, an unnecessary luxury? Or is the board trying to correct the mistake of a first stint that many would rather forget? Let's remember, John Joe Kenny was here in 2021, on a loan spell that ended up being considered a disaster. His performances were below average, and the player himself admitted he went through a difficult period at the club. It's hard to understand, then, what has changed now to justify another move. This time, the English defender arrives in a different context. At Hertha BSC, even playing in Germany's second division, Kenny has stood out as one of the team's best players. The stats are even impressive. He's in the 97th percentile for assists per 90 minutes and the 88th percentile for defensive clearances, showing he can contribute both in attack and defense. The positive point? Celtic could get the player for a relatively low fee, around £2 million, thanks to Hertha's financial struggles. A good deal on paper, but still, is this really what the club needs right now? Rodgers has already made it clear that strengthening other areas is essential to keep the team competitive on all fronts. Midfielder Benjamin Tahirovic, from Ajax, is on the list, as well as forward Matthias Kvistgaarden, from Brøndby. These are names that address real gaps in the squad and, without a doubt, would excite the fans far more than a John Joe Kenny return. Moreover, there's the case of Lewis Palmer, who is already considering his future away from Parkhead. The need to find a new winger seems much more urgent than piling up options in a position that's already well covered. The big question is, what motivates the board to persist with John Joe Kenny? Is it a market opportunity they're seizing? Or is there a lack of confidence in Ralston as Johnston's immediate backup? The problem is that, from the fans' perspective, this move feels more like a waste of resources than a real solution. As a supporter, it's hard to forget Kenny's first stint at Parkhead. Does he deserve a second chance? Or should Celtic focus on signings that genuinely make a difference in the starting 11? I, like you, want to see the team growing, competing, and strengthening where it really matters. Now it's over to you. Does John Joe Kenny deserve a return to Celtic? Or are Rodgers and the board missing the target? Leave your opinion in the comments. Your voice matters.